to a presentation of a fine watercolour painting from our inventory of British military paintings. It was hot, but more than that, it was dusty, very dusty, in the well over 30-degree heat of that arid November day in 1857, when old Slowcoach ordered the artillery to be limbered up. The heat and strain of exertion is apparent on the faces and in the hot weather uniforms and kepis of the mounted troops and other foot ranks. Half of our accompanying infantry had already died or were in the process of dying of cholera, dysentery or heat stroke. But the memory of the appalling atrocities perpetuated by the mutineers at Cawnpore and the first Lucknow siege was still fresh in the minds of the men, as the train of 2 guns and troops of the Royal Artillery are on the march toward Lucknow in order to raise the second siege. Visible are some of the artillery pieces, including a 24-pounder field howitzer gun, as this small train of 2 guns and troops of the Royal Indian Artillery are on the march toward Lucknow in order to raise the siege. The sudden noise causes a horse to shy, as its rider tenses to control it. The shout, "Remember Cawnpore well!" focuses the men to their task. The first siege had lasted 87 days, the second siege a further 61. The relief of Lucknow uncovered unspeakable conditions, atrocities and acts of revenge, including blowing from a gun, a method the British used to execute rebels as well as for Indian sepoys who were found guilty of desertion. They eventually ended the Indian Mutiny and the abolition of the East India Company in 1858. The largest number of Victoria Crosses awarded in a single day were the 24 earned on the 16th of November during the second relief operation. Orlando Norrie was an artist of military subjects who lived from 1832 to 1901. He was perhaps the most prolific painter of the British Army in the 19th century, along with Richard Simpkin. He spent most of his working life in Dunkirk, where he painted many scenes, primarily in watercolour, for the firm of Rudolf Ackermann. His grave is in the old cemetery of Dunkirk, adjacent to the Commonwealth War Cemetery. Today, many of his paintings can be seen in British regimental museums and clubs. This fine atmospheric watercolour painting is available to add to your own collection. It is signed at the bottom right and glazed to better protect it. It is mounted in a French lines and wash panel mat and set into its original ornate black and giltwood Hogarth style frame with gilt corners. Further details may be found on our website or contact us.